Hi, I'm Rick Dior, and this is my second video on these Craviottos here. After the first one, I got so many emails, the most I've ever gotten from any video I've put up. I got kind of tired of answering them all, so I'm gonna do that now in a short video here. So I had some questions about these drums and all that. A lot of times these things are in the description, so if you click on that little arrow, the description goes down there and you see a lot of information there. But anyway, I did buy these used. I did not buy them new. I got them from a former student. I think I said that. And they are the private reserve drums, and they are all maple. I didn't make that clear, but it's stacked. So you have a layer of maple, then you have curly maple in between, and then another layer of maple. And those maple layers are finished in like a piano black high gloss finish. So that's the finish on here. And other than that, it's pretty much the standard kind of Craviotto rims and nothing special. I mean, the drums are special, but nothing out of the ordinary. And I think I went online after all those questions and looked, and I've seen other kits that looked like this. Not the exact kit, but they certainly looked like this. And again, people ask me about the sizes. That's in the description too, but we'll talk about that real quick. A 20 by 15 bass. I know that sounds strange, but that's what it is. A 12 by 8 tom, a 10 by 8 tom, and a 14 by 14 floor tom. But there were also some really good questions that I didn't have the answers to, so I went online. I did some research, and I found out some things. So what we're going to do today is I'm going to actually change these heads out, because I've been playing them for about 2 or 3 hours a day, and these heads are getting a little bit worn, so I'm going to take them off. And I'm going to just put some Remo ambassadors on here. I'll do that first, and then I'm going to try some pinstripes as well. And while we have the heads off, I'm going to show you the inside of the drum, the steam bent parts. But they are not hollowed out of a log. I know some of you sent me emails thinking that's what they're not. This is actually, it's 3 different layers, and then they're put together, as far as I could tell. I'm not an expert on these things, but when we look inside, you'll see that. It's pretty obvious. All right, but I haven't really changed too much about them. Like I said, I've been playing them every day and enjoying them when I kind of been extremely busy these days, but I usually get up pretty early. I come in here and warm up and play for a few hours, and then I get about my day. A few more observations from the last video. They really hold their tuning well. It's just about the exact tuning that I had, because I went back and listened. So again, some of you asked me that, and I did not tell you what that was. So F sharp, C sharp, F sharp. And that's not perfectly in tune. Like if I put a tuner up here, it'd be a little, not right on the button like a timpani. But they've pretty much held for about a little over a week now at this point. So that's great news. A lot of my drums won't do that. They slip and slide, but I don't know if it's the heads or the drums, but they really hold pitch well. These heads, if I didn't mention that, are Aquarian heads. They're good heads, they're fine. Sort of like a Remo ambassador. But I'm going to take these off and save the original heads, so if I ever sell them, I could put those back on there. I know some of you or some folks out there really want the original heads. The bass drum head is also an Aquarian. Doesn't say it on there, but I believe that Aquarian head with the rings there, that's what that is. And the front head is just the straight 1-ply Aquarian head. So they must have some sort of deal with Aquarian drum heads. But, they're fine. They do have more contact noise than what I'm used to, so you hear the contact. So you hear a lot of the click, which I don't know if I like that or not. When I put the ambassadors on, that's going to be a big difference. And certainly the pinstripes will be a big difference. And then finally, I'm not going to do it today because it's raining, but I'm going to put calfskin heads. And I say because it's raining because moisture affects calfskin. So if it's a rainy day and I put them on, I'm asking for trouble. So I'll wait until it dries out a little. I'll put them on, and we'll do a separate video on that. So I'll play these a little more for you, and then I'll take them off And I'm going to play just a little more because I want to give you a little more sense of the melodic toms. I'm not using many cymbals here, so you can go from this clip right to the next clip, because when I put the new heads on, I'll play those right away. And I'll put the snare on this time. So I've taken the head and rim off. One thing you might want to do is when you do that with a drum with these rims mounts is actually put the tension rod back in there so they won't fall off, so you know exactly where they're supposed to be. Kind of make that a habit if you do that. So the drum smells great. It probably has not been opened, or I know it hasn't been opened since they came from the factory. So it's got that wonderful glue smell. All right. So we'll switch to this other camera now. And I'll see if I can give you a pretty good view of the inside here. So there's the sticker. Now Johnny would not have signed this. I think that he was not, I'm not sure the exact date he died. We can look it up, but I believe he had either passed or was not building these at that point. And you see the 3 layers that I was talking about. Here's the curly maple layer. And that is surrounded by a maple top and a maple bottom. And these are all steam bent. So I'll show you a seam. That's what a seam looks like when it's steam bent. Okay, and then they're put together. And the seams can be staggered, I guess, in the stack here. And there, of course, is the Craviotto logo and the date, once again, which is April 20th. 2018, set number 823. I think they're up to 1,000 now, or more, probably. So yeah, let's take a look at the outside a little. Sorry about the glare. This thing is super glossy. All right, so we're back at the drums, and I put these real ambassadors on the toms, and I put a skin tone head on the snare. It's a very dry head. It's good for brushes, kind of like the old fiber skins. So I have a feeling it might be a little too dry, but we'll see here in a minute. So let's play these and see what happens. Yeah, it's a high tuning right now. I'll bring them down in a minute. I'm just going to play a little bit of a Latin thing and keep the snares off. They're really musical drums. Very easy to tune. I just threw these on here, tightened them up to get the glue, cracked on there. They're probably going to move up and down the next few days. But let's take them down here so you can hear them a little bit lower. And this drum here, this 10 is a 6-lug drum. Sometimes the 10s are 5-lug drums. But we'll take this down and just try to use a star tuning. You see how I'm doing that. And usually a half turn is about a step or so. So we'll do it on here as well. Now usually I will tune these off the kit, off the stands, to get the bottom of the heads the same pitch. Let's see here, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So it's a little bit of a punchier tuning. So the verdict is these drums are very, very easy to tune, and they sound great high or low. And I do recommend these coated ambassadors. I think they always sound good. I like these a little better than those other heads. They don't have as much tick to them. A little more tone, a little less tick. And this skin tone head, the verdict's out. I'm not sure. I got to try some more heads on this snare drum. But again, it's a very dry head. But like I said, great for brushes. So. So that coating does not wear off. So I hope this helps answer some of those questions that you have. And I will put pinstripes on at a later date because I have to go to a gig here in a minute. So I'm going to warm up for that gig, and then I'll just see you next time, and we will put some pinstripes on pretty soon.